Hi Hank, this is my video on the second case study we read, Tesla, Internationalization from Singapore to China, which I believe is about Tesla's interest in entering the electric vehicle market in China. Tesla's ability to adapt and innovate became evident in 2008 when vehicles were not selling in the US due to two major factors. One, the credit crisis affecting most Americans and most of the auto industry. And two, just a general lack of knowledge about the electric vehicles and their reliability. While Tesla is not able to fix the credit crisis, it was able to address the public perception about electric vehicles. To do this, Tesla devised a strategy of selling its vehicles themselves, instead of selling the electric vehicles through a dealership like most other car manufacturers. Tesla implemented this strategy because it was decided that a regular dealership would have distinct disadvantages in selling their cars. One of the disadvantages Tesla felt that dealerships would have is a conflict of interest. Selling a gasoline-powered vehicle on the same lot that you are selling an electric vehicle would cause problems. To properly highlight the benefits of one vehicle versus another, you would have to undermine and show the weaknesses of the other vehicle. For this specific reason, it was felt that this would not be a good solution to the sales problem. Combine this with the knowledge that many consumers have already made a tentative decision on the vehicle they would purchase before arriving at a dealership, and any salesman would be handicapped. Secondly, typical dealership salesmen do not have sufficient knowledge in electric vehicles, and therefore will not be able to provide expertise for the consumers in choosing a vehicle for them. And a huge amount of training would have to be done to educate the salesmen in order for them to be able to properly show an electric car and be able to answer any questions or concerns. Unfortunately, many states have laws preventing manufacturers from selling directly to their customers. Tesla created showrooms in high-traffic areas such as shopping malls to overcome this obstacle. Tesla's employees could be and would be highly trained and knowledgeable about each different type of electric vehicle offered. There, they would be better equipped to educate potential customers about the benefits of using electric vehicles. When the customer was ready to complete the purchase of their vehicle, then they would be directed to a website where the purchase could be completed online. I believe this was a truly innovative and fresh approach to buying a vehicle, and it also sidestepped the issue of having to sell through a dealership. I'm not quite sure there would be ever be an ideal time to enter into the Chinese market, and in general, I would be very leery of making the effort. For example, Singapore was thought to be an almost perfect country to test out the electric vehicles because it had already had a large infrastructure of charging stations, and it had a government that was promoting the use of electric vehicles to maintain a green city. And yet, tough issues were faced in Singapore for Tesla. One of those issues was not being able to become an official partner of the government, and therefore not being able to receive the Transport Technology Innovation and Development Scheme, or TIDES, discount, which without the discount would raise prices considerably on any electric vehicle. Since Tesla had already used a pricing strategy of pricing the vehicles towards the affluent market, their vehicles were considerably higher priced than many other vehicles in that market. After opening its first store in Singapore, Tesla was not able to make its presence felt or get a foothold in the market segment, and eventually it was not able to sell a single vehicle in Singapore. It eventually had to close the store and started looking to spend its money in other markets that seemed to be more profitable. Now, China has none of the perceived advantages that Singapore had. It has no charging infrastructure station, and many Chinese live in apartments where there is no space to park a vehicle. Also, you couple that with the fact that the Chinese government, while stating they would like to move to electric vehicles, there has been no firm commitment from the Chinese government to start any type of partnership agreements that would give rebates to the manufacturing companies such as was in Singapore. Coupled with the fact that China is a somewhat closed society and much is not known about the demand conditions, I do not believe this would be a smart move for Tesla to try and enter this market. After reading the article and going back and doing the diamond model, I think I might have changed my mind a little bit. And I would like to revise my position and say that Tesla should think about entering the Chinese market for a couple of very specific reasons. That it has shown, one of those reasons is that it has shown domestically that it can be productive and is not only willing but able to overcome many types of challenges. When you look at the firm's strategy, structure, and rivalry condition, its ability to overcome and push forward has already been proven once, at the minimum once, by the innovative sales strategy that it employs. Instead of going through the typical dealership, as explained before, it created its own showrooms to be better able to showcase their vehicles and the benefits of electric. It not only has it shown its ability to overcome any challenges presented, it has also shown its persistence in meeting the needs of customers. For example, when there was criticism about the charging times and how it was taking too long to charge a battery to be able to use the vehicle on a daily basis, they were able to innovate and lower the charging times. Not only did they do that and create supercharging stations, they were also implemented a strategy in 2013 to do a battery swap, where you take your old battery that has been exhausted and you put in a new battery. Immediately, you have a new charge on your vehicle. For these examples, I think in general that Tesla does have a chance in the Chinese market if it's willing to make the commitment. And I think Tesla is a type of company that rises to the challenge. The more difficult the market or is perceived, the harder they will work and more innovative they become. Thank you for your time for watching my video.